Hi, I'm Ginny Alexander. The theme for this year's stewardship campaign is Rooted in Faith, Growing and Giving. The supporting scripture is from Ephesians 3:17 through 18. Have your roots and foundation in love, so that you, together with all God's people, may have the power to understand how broad and long and high and deep is Christ's love. Trees and people both need roots. They're unseen, but very important for growth to happen. With trees, roots go deep and wide, oftentimes spreading as far as 1.5 times the height of the tree. For a tree to grow, it needs nourishment. Our roots are the same. They're far-reaching, and they need nourishment. When I think about being rooted in faith, I think about many things in my life. I was raised in a family that went to church weekly. Sunday school, Sunday morning, Sunday evening, Wednesday evening, vacation Bible school, revivals, camp meetings. Yes, I am from the South, but I loved going to church. Even when I was in college, I worked at a campus ministry and was part of a traveling choral group. I never stopped coming to church because I loved it so much. The Bible tells us to not neglect meeting together. I am nourished by being in church on Sundays and listening to sermons that maybe make me think of things a little differently or teach me something new. By singing and listening to music, by interacting with others. I learned early on that when I didn't go to church, my week just didn't go as well. During the pandemic, the hardest thing for me was when the church closed. I know it was necessary for everyone's safety, but emotionally, I struggled with it. The way that All Saints responded with the social media ministry that I'm coming to you now via was just awesome. And the fact that we're continuing it to allow individuals who cannot make it to church to worship is wonderful. My faith in God, my roots have been and continue to be nourished through Bible studies, retreats, mission outreach, learning, teaching, so many ways, choral performances, everything that I've been nourished by for the most part came through the ministries of the church. Having my roots in faith allows me to grow in giving of my time, my talents, and my treasures. The parable of the talents reminds me to be a good steward of my material gifts. When I consider the number of ministries at church that have helped me grow as a Christian, I know that I want to equip the church to continue to offer these ministries to others. That's why I'm asking you to respond to this year's stewardship campaign. Keep in mind that our church has increased expenses due to inflation. Utilities alone for a campus this size are significant. You should have received your pledge card in the mail. If you've never completed a pledge card, I urge you to do so. Only when we know what our income is can we truly put together a good budget. For those of you who have responded via pledges, please pray about increasing it so that we can continue to equip the church to offer the ministries that reach out to everyone. Personally, I believe the Bible tells us to tithe. I have done so for many, many years and been blessed by it. For those of you who are worshiping via the social ministry, you are an important part of our congregation, and I urge you to return your pledge card as well. Pledge cards are due on or before November 20th. All Saints will soon be celebrating our 45th anniversary. We have a strong congregation and many important ministries. Please join me in praying for God's guidance so that we can continue to equip our church to go forward and bring the good news of God's love in Jesus Christ to everyone. With gratitude in response to God's tremendous grace, I thank you.